What's up, everyone? Showdown breakdown time. Monday Night Football. Dolphins at the Steelers. 42-point total. Steelers, 3-point home favorites, Bobbywow. Pretty standard stuff for an island game.
Yeah.
Looks probably gross on paper, I would say, but you never know. You never know. Bobbywow, it was quite a weekend. Before we even get into this, it was quite a weekend, DFS Army. Another big one for a lot of the members. It was a crazy week of DFS in general with just so many players going crazy. Trevor Lawrence, career game. So many cool things happen. The Army Optimals crushed. There, I want to throw some shout outs. First of all, to our guy, Magic11, for taking 7th place in the Fantasy Football World Championships on DraftKings. So props to Magic. Came into DFS Army like a month ago. Dom Station won the ticket. $250K later. What a great story.
That's
Love this.
awesome.
Yeah, so cool. So cool. We've also got Dom D, who built this lineup during the Players Club, Bobbywow. So with us live, we build lineups together every week. Here on the DFS Army YouTube channel, Players Club Saturdays for YouTube members and DFS Army subscribers. We had a little snafu during Players Club, but we got it all back together this week. And Dom D took that and handcrafted a 50K winner. Dom D 21. That's what's up. Congratulations, my man. We also had a couple of Pocket Max winners. We got King Womack. And, of course, Matthew, look at all these helmets. Helmet after helmet. First place, second place. So congrats to King Womack. He's in there. I've got a bunch of these tickets as well, the Pocket Cups. We've been pushing those all year. And, of course, King Mufasa. He lives in me. Oh. Emotion. King Mufasa. Got it done.
Yes, let's go, baby.
But look at all this. Look at all the Army helmets, guys. This is what you get at DFS Army. By the way, when I back tested this slate, Bobbywow, I just did it just 5 minutes ago. Okay, just to test. You want to hear something nuts? This 220.52. If you just did the standard set of basically our back tested approach to using the optimizer, and rolled 150. So that's we set a cap, our ownership cap where we set it every time. Three uniques, QB +1 with the sim boost enabled, right? If you do it right now, you will reproduce the 220.5.
Wow.
Yeah, I just did it 5 minutes ago. One click, no adjustments. So Steeler Beast definitely stuck to the plan here. Wound up in 3rd place in this contest, but this was good enough to win a lot of the smaller contests. And of course, King Mufasa, he lives in me.
That's so good.
Sorry.
Don't apologize.
I wanted to play the actual music, but Brady said that it would kill the monetization or we'd get some strikes. Disney don't play games. Throw the strikes on you. They shut us down in 2 seconds. All right. So big wins this weekend, guys. More evidence that all you need, the Domination Station, being a part of the team here, it would change your DFS game forever. You can compete on a level playing field with these pros. Fuck the pros. Fuck those guys. We're taking them down every day.
Yes.
Brian DeGroff, I'm going to tell you right now, you have access to the back test on the Domination Station. I want you to go on the Domination Station, plug in the exact approach that we use in back test, in forward test, in every single Domination Station setup video we've done all year long. For main slate, click it once and look at the final fantasy points. You will produce a 220.52 if you do it right. You will produce it. So Bobbywow, let's get into the showdown. But actually, let me remind everybody. And if you want to be a part of this team, let's not forget. All you got to do, go to dfsarmy.com, sign up, promo code Geek, 10% off. 3 helmets in the top 5 in this giant 4 contest. That's how we do it in the VIP.
That's a couple weeks in a row now where a Players Club lineup that's been built during the show.
The sim boost numbers never change, my man. 15% wide receiver, tight end, same team. 5% RB, WRTE, opposing team. This week you did not need the bringbacks, though. There were no real games outside of the Lions game that really called for that. I think we have some Players Club gear in the store. I'm not sure. Talk to Tattoo. Got to get some of that. All right. I'm showing the King Mufasa one, but the 250K is the most impressive. I think this one is the best in my mind because that was handcrafted during the Players Club on Saturday, VIP stream that everybody was a part of. A lot of it was we were just using Travis Etienne in every lineup. That really helped.
Yep. That certainly helped a lot.
Yeah, we had Etienne and everything. And Dart did great for all the people that were tilting.
He did.
There was a lot of tilt happening.
He did good.
He put a 23. Listen, if Trevor Lawrence wasn't going bananas for 40, a 23 from Dart was pretty damn good. Great cash play.
Thank God for mop-up time.
You know, CJ Stroud matched it for a couple hundred less. Okay. All right, it happened.
No, it was good. It was a good week. Real good week.
Yeah, very good.
The one stinker was Woody Marks for me.
I got hurt. Same with Devin Neal. I had a lot of Marks and Neal. They got hurt. Like, you know, can I really kill the process for that?
Oh, no. Yeah, I mean, it's certainly the right play on paper. It just sometimes they don't work out. And man, Woody Marks had every reason to succeed, and he got hurt.
Demetrius, we don't need to bring back on the sim boost rule, but you on the showdown, I'll sim boost quarterback, pass catchers 10%. There's no bring back. It's only 2 teams playing. We don't have to build. We don't have to build game stacks when we're just playing one game. It's 20% less than highest owned, which was 130% this week, Brandon. So it should be around, you should have said it, I think at 120 or 130. I think it was somewhere around there when I was doing the back test. It might have been 130. Okay. All right. Let's get into tonight's slate. Bobbywow. It's not really a good one, but it's a game.
It's a good one. It's, you know what? It's a competitive game. And these 2 teams are still alive in the playoff hunt. That's all we could ask for, really, for an island game. There's
literally only one player that's shined offensively this entire season in this entire game. Devon Achane. And the DraftKings people and the people playing right now know it. He's projecting 29% owned, Bobbywow. That is a massive captain ownership for a player.
Just look at the props projection. That tells the story.
Yeah, it's a solid. Yeah, I mean, come on. I'd rather put my nuts in a vice than play Aaron Rodgers as a captain.
Oh my gosh.
I would.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Ray Zanny says Calvin Austin can get a 10. And I don't know if Calvin Austin's getting you a 10, bro.
Will he?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I could see HN getting hurt. So, but yeah, everybody's on HN. It's the only play of the night that looks like a potential captain play, but playing the chalk captain does not win anything, Bobbywow. So let's be aware of that. Who else is a captain viable play here?
DK Metcalf is another guy for the first time in forever, as they say in Frozen. You're
doing the full Disney thing
last
today?
week. I guess so.
We're sticking with that theme.
I don't know why that popped in my head, but
I'll stay on it. I'll think of other ones.
So yeah, I mean, DK Metcalf looked good again. He turned back the clock a couple years last week. So who knows if it'll happen again, but he's viable.
Yeah. Metcalf, I mean, he had one good game this year and it was last week.
Right. But you also got to take into consideration, kind of look at the truly viable options here on the slate. There aren't many names like DK Metcalf that could actually really pop off. Even if I know it doesn't happen often, but he's certainly one of the few.
This is a brutal one. So you got Aaron Rodgers sitting here. No one wants to play that. Jalen Waddle, I'll accept it. Right? That's fine. That's okay. Yeah. I have some crazy alt thoughts for this in a second, but behind Warren, it's Waddle. It's the pair of running backs for the Steelers. Never really know which one is better. They're both even split. You could not be more split-a-rooney than these two.
Yeah, Warren was downgraded to questionable today. So I think it's some like an illness, which people, those guys tend to play.
Yeah, that doesn't keep him out
when that happens. But the fact that he was downgraded today is a little bit interesting. So we got to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, we'll pay attention.
If Warren is out, Gainwell becomes a smash play across the board.
All in play. Every lineup play.
Yeah.
With Caleb Johnson maybe being a backup. So I guess we'll pay attention to that. Darren Waller has had big games this year.
Yeah, he did. He has had, I think, the first game of the season that he played, right?
Yeah. And it was not an issue that he had been coming off of injury or any of that. He is super cheap. I'm talking like almost free.
You want to know who's almost free is Greg Dulcich.
Yeah, he's actual free, right? You know what I think is in play here again? Although, we don't have the same exact scenario, that set of conditions, but I think these kickers are probably viable, especially the Steelers kicker. And even I don't know about defenses as much here. I don't think Miami, for example, Miami on the road is going to be this high scoring defense.
Yeah, I'm not expecting Rodgers to turn the ball over a bunch or anything like that.
No.
So I do like the kickers though, and Riley Patterson has been on a tear for the Dolphins. So both these kickers are super viable. Patterson scored double-digit points 3 weeks in a row. And we know Boswell's solid as well. So I love the kickers in this game.
Yeah, I like that thought. These are more, I think I actually mentioning it here because I think they're viable captain plays. It could be one of those games where we don't get massive scores. So we'll pay attention to that. So as far as the captain pool goes, I think today, Bobbywow, HN primary, but understand that's the chalkiest play of them all. Got Metcalf and Waddle. Maybe Gainwell. Much more so if Warren is out.
Yeah, he's kind of a little pricey on DraftKings, but he's been like the pass catcher too. So if Warren's not out, I still have a little bit of interest in Gainwell in the flex. But yeah, absolutely. If Warren's out, I'm smashing.
Yeah, both of these quarterbacks can be played or not played. That's I think the chat is asking about that. Yeah, I don't think either quarterback is a must here. You got Darren Waller, who has had big games and could be the absolute red zone target for Tua. So I think if Tua is thrown for touchdowns, a lot of times, it'll go to HN or Waller. So be wary of that. On a slate like tonight, I would not avoid HN with Tua. He's as much of a wide receiver as anybody.
This could be a rare double tight end showdown game. Triple tight end.
Just get them all in there.
There's so many tight ends that genuinely contribute on both these teams.
Let's get into the matchup sheet. We'll take a look at that here. You could see. All right, so we have the matchup sheet loaded up, and this is what I was telling you about before. Oh, we've got it to where they're assuming. Here we go. Warren and Gainwell, right? Perfect 50-50 split. This is one of the worst splits in the National Football League right now. The positive is Gainwell tends to catch more passes, and so he tends to score more, weirdly, compared to Warren.
Yep.
And that's been all season. That's not a new phenomenon. That's been going on. Tight end, you could see here, it is absolute disgustingness. Last week, we saw Freiermuth elevate a little bit to that 60% level. Here's Janu Smith at 52, and Darnell the Gazelle down to 30% last week. But on the season, it's almost even between these three guys. Even Connor Hayward, a fourth tight end, mixes in just because. What the fuck? Bizarre. As far as targets go, it is anybody's guess where they're going to go at tight end. Horrible. It's almost ruinous to showdowns. Ruins the showdown, Bobbywow.
But it's also almost like the Steelers save their tight ends for the showdowns. And then all of a sudden, they throw to their tight ends like crazy.
They know. Wide receiver group is also not super clear. After DK Metcalf, I mean, Ray Zan was talking about Calvin Austin. He got a 30% snap count last week, 5.88%. This was a popular best ball guy for the last pick in your best ball. I think that's why Ray is probably rooting for that. Washington, Alan saying Washington got hurt last week, so maybe that's what caused his snap share to come down a little bit from where it normally goes. But at wide receiver, man, this is anybody's team. Adam Thielen getting on the field now, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, even some retreads from 5 years ago showed up here, and Benny Skoranek and Scotty Miller. Miller's here.
Is this not such a classic Aaron Rodgers wide receiver room?
It really is.
Just the crazy, just like the no names or the once upon a time names.
I mean, I remember Benny Sko from the Rams and Scotty Miller from the Bucks. These guys were Showdown turds before the turd was even invented for Showdowns.
That's true.
Adam Thielen, where'd he come from? John Marchese needs Thielen 5.7 points to advance in best ball league. Janu Smith revenge game.
Jesus.
Meaningless revenge game. So again, this Steeler team, the nice thing is usually these guys don't do anything anyway. But I think you're going to have to mix in some of these turds, unfortunately, especially these tight end turds. And if anybody tells you you should feel confident in any one of these players, you should look at that person with extreme skepticism. He's telling you that. We don't know. We have no clue. All right, let's take a look at the Miami side of things, Bobbywow.
Let's do it.
Oh, the guy that interests me. So last week, Devon Achane gets knocked out of the game, got some rib injuries. And in a surprise move, they brought in Jalen Wright as his replacement. And Jalen Wright comes in and looks good.
He looked great.
Yeah, he looked really good. So can we now assume that Jalen Wright is the direct backup to Devon Achane? I say yes.
Yeah, I why not?
I'm going to stop it right here and say, we are going to make lineups tonight that assume that Achane gets hurt and Jalen Wright steps in and breaks the slate open.
Now, here's the thing. Here's where it gets a little bit crazy. Jalen Wright is priced way up.
Is he?
He's not like a typical backup running back price.
Because it wasn't clear, because Achane got knocked out.
Maybe.
So
where is he?
They weren't sure that this guy. Where is he?
Did I make that up?
I can't even find him.
I thought I was looking at this and he was kind of pricey.
Hang on. 6,800 is kind of.
He's up there. He's $7K for a backup.
Yeah, it's the wrong price, guys. Yeah,
but you're right. It would probably take an earlier injury, but still, that's a possibility.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Look at that prop projection. Look at that price. That just holy. Cazole.
Effectively, they priced Jalen Wright at a point where no one will use him, except for in this very specific circumstance of an injury to Achane, which would still make him worth the price point.
Yes.
So now we're going to make a rule. Let me show you a couple things here. I'm getting questions about how to set up the Dom station. For the most part, a couple little details here, but the main thing is if I want to avoid Wright, which we're going to, we got to avoid it. We want to avoid Wright and Achane together. We're going to use the player combination rule, stack between 0 and 1 of these guys in all lineups. Bam. This doesn't allow more than one of them in your lineups. And then to get the Jalen Wright exposure, if you want it, you need to put a forced min on him because he will not show up based on this terrible projection, right? So something like that, I've now added 5% Wright, and I've guaranteed that those 5% of my lineups will not have Devon Achane in them.
For what it's worth, it's not by a lot. Ollie Gordon has slightly better touchdown odds than Jalen Wright tonight.
Yeah, I don't blame it because Gordon is probably more likely to be that goal line smash guy, where Jalen Wright is more of the injury replacement. I think Gordon will continue to play. Gordon is more likely to get snaps if Achane's healthy and plays the whole game, which he is healthy right now. But if he lasts the whole game, which I fully expect him to do, this is all a 5% scenario that we're kind of painting up over here.
Yeah.
Okay. Bobbywow, I think you're going to be surprised at some of the tight end exposures or snap counts here. So as much as I do like Waller, and both Waller and Greg Dulcich saw a 15% target share last week, which is really good. Dulcich seems to be on the field a lot more. Waller mixing in probably only on passing downs right now.
Yeah, and in the red zone.
Which is fine. That's all we want him for. Literally, the only reason we're playing Darren Waller is to catch a touchdown.
Yep.
Dulcich can get in there as a salary saver. And you see Julian Hill comes in the game sometimes, but he is a supreme offensive turd. He only blocks.
Yeah, Dulcich is a very, very fairly priced. I think he's 1,600.
Yeah. That's good for a guy getting that many receptions. So Dulcich is a salary. Let's call him a player that we could put in here to open up salary and different things. Like, for example, playing Achane at captain.
Yep.
I need Achane to fail tonight in order to advance in one of my fantasy football leagues. And I know I'm not advancing, so there's no way he fails. I feel it in my bones. I missed every league. The only thing I'm going to be live in next week, I think, are my bye week teams. I got wiped out in best ball too. Ray Zania, I got wiped out.
Man,
I have nothing. Nothing. I have nothing to show for it. All right. Where were we?
Jeez, that was dark.
Yeah, I have nothing to show for it. They all got wiped out. Malik Washington, Jalen Waddle, Westbrook Akine. Look at that. Cedric, talk about blast from the past. Remember Cedric Wilson Jr.?
Yes.
Former Cowboy. But yes, at wide receiver, last week, Malik Washington, 20% target share. Jalen Waddle continues to be a dominant target share guy at 33%. And then you've got Westbrook Akine and the rest of these turds mixing in on occasion, but not all the time. The Dolphins are playing double tight end more than anything else.
Yep.
So it's more often than not going to be two of these tight ends on the field, two wide receivers. They're not rolling three simultaneous.
And I think it's important to note here, the Dolphins have actually been playing much better as of late. And the offensive kind of scheme they've taken up is much more of a heavy run approach. Like earlier in the season, we were seeing Tua throwing 35, 40 passes, but they've dialed that way back. The last 4 weeks in a row, he's like right around 20 pass attempts, that's like Justin Fields type passing numbers without the Justin Fields rushing upside. So they have really, really kind of honed in on a run heavy scheme, this Dolphins team.
Understandably, it's kind of the thing that team does best, especially without Tyreek Hill. They no longer have that deep threat to kind of create what I would call a dynamic passing offense. But their best player is Achane. So I think they're just going to they continue to lean heavy into him. Although interesting, yeah, they'll continue to lean heavy into him if he can stay healthy.
Yep.
All right. Did we cover all of this? Yes. All right. So let's jump over to the Dom station. Let's take a look at the flex positions here. I'm going to sort by, I'm going to set this up on props projections as well. We'll do a little sort here. Let's look for value. Okay. So Bobbywow, right off the bat, look at what's popping value-wise. Dulcich, yeah. Dulcich and Darnell Washington. So those two tight ends, not maybe the most exciting of the two, but certainly the cheapest reasonable tight ends. After that, yeah, Kenny Gainwell. Okay. Darren Waller. Another tight end, and Achane, and so on and so forth. Tua.
Let me ask you a question here. We talked about captain, and we're going through this. I saw Rodgers and Tua pop up. if you had to pick one, I know you're probably not playing either, but if you had to pick one quarterback to play a captain's tonight or MVP, who would you pick?
It would be Rodgers.
Yeah, me too.
But I don't like it.
Don't like it, but it would be Rodgers. Just curious.
More acceptable as an MVP.
Yeah, I agreed.
Tua does not have big games in him with this pass catching. You know how Tua gets it done? He's got to throw touchdowns to Achane. You know how, like, yesterday randomly we got that. You had the miraculous situation where Trevor Lawrence was throwing touchdowns to Etienne, and they both went nuts.
Yes.
It almost has to go that way.
Yeah, you're probably right. That's a good call.
Yeah.
It's happened before.
Here's what we know about Tua and Aaron, but more Tua. Tua will never run. Ever.
Tua won't run. Rodgers can't run.
Rodgers will try.
Right.
I'll give Rodgers, he will try. And if it's super wide open, he could do one of those, Tom Brady 15-yard scrambles where he just kind of trots out there because everybody dropped back into cover. Like, there are times when Aaron Rodgers can get a run going. I don't see that at all with Tua. Tua is the scariest of anybody who ever runs the football. Like, I'm biting my nails the second I see that guy.
Right.
Any sort of hit coming anywhere near Tua, I start to sweat. Like, I get in why am I sweating for Tua? I don't know. I just like gasp for air. You know how it is. So nervous for him. Ever since the fingers thing, I don't want to see it again.
Oh man, yeah. Ugh.
I don't want to see it again. All right, so let's get into the captain spot here on DraftKings once again. We kind of looked over these numbers. So we've got Achane, Metcalf. I think can we both agree that we're going to fade? Is Aaron Rodgers a viable captain? Could we just straight fade that?
I think he's a viable captain. Only because the rest of the player pool is so disgusting. Look, he's got the second highest props, unless I'm missing something. He's got the second highest props projection on the slate.
Yeah.
The numbers are the numbers. Like that, to me, he's certainly viable. And plus, he's $3K cheaper than Achane. So is it 3K? It might even be more.
It's like
5K cheaper.
Yeah, he's significantly less. But of course, let me start here, because I think a lot of times we look at that. Achane is the best captain by far.
100%. I think I thought we moved past that. He's the best captain, but he's uber chalky. So we're trying to look at some alternative options.
Yeah. If I'm making a high dollar, this is not the kind. So the last, I want to address the thing about playing the kicker captain, because we've promoted that a few of the last, and actually it smashed a bunch of the last few Island games, right?
And if Aubrey didn't miss 3 field goals yesterday, he would have been captain again.
I know. I'm so pissed because I had Aubrey. Don't even ask. He never misses. But yes.
Because I'm an island boy and I've been trying to make
Island games.
Yes.
Guan.
I bet you didn't see that coming, chat.
I was waiting for it. Brady on the ball. So yeah, that's the thing. Brandon Clegg has got it here. This one, this is where I was getting to. Those other slates had so many studs you couldn't fit them all, right? So there was a benefit to paying down. We didn't even need Aubrey to score the most points. All we needed was for him to have a pretty good game, and that, I was able to afford CeeDee Lamb, and I was able to afford all these other guys, and that worked out. This one doesn't have that exact same scenario. Like this one, it's not that many studs to play here, Bobbywow. Like they're all kind of crapola.
There's not.
So I say Achane. Yeah, I guess you got to put Metcalf in there just for, nostalgia's sake. Same with Waddle.
Yeah, but also who else? Like yes, DK, Waddle. Those are the two. Those are the second most viable guys. I feel like the second tier after Achane.
I could see one of these Miami running backs getting there. Just not Miami, the Steeler running backs getting there, just because Miami's run defense is #not very good.
Yeah, I really feels like Kenny G's could get there on DraftKings in particular. Because he's got that pass catching upside.
You got to play a little bit of it. I don't mind this price point. This is a massive savings as well. Well, what if he puts up a 13 and Achane only gets you 17? This 9K in savings is going to make all the difference.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
Waller, mildly viable. I think these kickers are more viable because they actually might score the most points. Even Steelers defense. Oh, it's so gross. I hate that.
The kickers don't have to score the most either. They could. It's a crazy part is they could score the most, but they certainly don't have to. We're talking it's what, $12,000 difference in salary from Achane.
Yeah, it's massive. So everybody's a massive savings from Achane, but especially kicker. You're talking Boswell and Riley Patterson here as the big dog kickers. Boswell projects just a touch ahead of Patterson, being the home favored kicker. We've also seen a game this year where Pat Freiermuth put up like 30 fantasy points in a game.
A showdown game. Yep.
Yeah. So between, there's no real preference on the team between Freiermuth and Smith, I don't think, but I would prefer Freiermuth.
Yeah, I definitely think Freiermuth slight edge here. He seems to be productive more often. Still rare, but more often.
Yeah, it's not that common. I think we can uncheck a lot of the turds, the super turds on this one. You just don't need the savings. There's just not enough benefit for playing Scotty Miller or Julian Hill, D. Eskridge. Like most of these, I wouldn't be interested in. Ollie Gordon, that's not even turd price. That's not a turd price. That's an absurd price. So no, right? And then you got Westbrook Akine, maybe. It doesn't have to be unchecked, but it's gross. Benny Sco and Cedric Wilson, uncheck, unfriend you, unfriend all these guys. Yeah. Jules Santana saying, I don't give a shit. I'm just loading up on that chalk and I'm going to eat it and we'll figure out the rest. I think that's fine too.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, when you do that, just play a couple of Jalen Wright without Achane lineups. But everybody's going to do that. That's the problem. It's so obvious to play Achane that it's like, what else can we do? How do we get away from this obviousness? Right? That's the big question. Bobbywow, let's jump over to DraftKings and see if we can make a sample lineup. Let's do an Achane up top version. Like the most common build. See how that looks. And then we'll try one with a lower cost captain to see what kind of differentiation we can create. So who's your second must play after Achane?
Oh man, must play. I like Kenny G's probably.
7K Kenny Gainwell. All right. Scroll down here. Obviously, I like these kickers.
I like the kickers. Yeah.
I like both the kickers, really. What if you play both kickers? Low total game. Right? Steelers?
I kind of like I kind of like getting
defenses.
Defense, I feel like has rarely been involved on Showdown. Like last year, defense was prolific in the flex. I haven't seen it quite as much this season, but
yeah,
viable here. There's just so many pieces below them that could score 7 or 8 points. It's kind of rare for a game like this. To me,
I don't like Darnell as much, but I was liking this getting Waddle into this lineup. If we could have finished it with a Freiermuth or something like that, I would have been a lot more excited.
Dulcich in there. There you go.
I mean, Dulcich works, but it's less good than what I was hoping for.
Well, you can get Washington in there, can't you?
I can get Darnell. That works. The other approach here would be, let's see, with Achane up top. So this is about as good as you can make a lineup with Achane. You got Achane, Waddle, no quarterbacks, couple of kickers, Gainwell.
Could you rotate DK in for Waddle? I didn't see the price there.
Yeah, much cheaper.
If you wanted to.
Yeah, hang on. If you do that,
now you could
DK instead of Waddle. Yeah, that takes you to either Thielen, Freiermuth, even Steelers defense, which is kind of interesting.
Now here's a question for you. Kind of a turd question, but the Steelers signed Marquez Valdes-Scantling Okay, 2 weeks ago, or I think he played his first game last week. Kind of got his feet wet. Had a one target. Played 30% of the snaps. They signed him to the 53-man roster today. So they didn't just elevate him; they signed him. Okay. Is it possible that as he gets acquainted, we see a higher snap count for him? You know, him and Rodgers have some history together. He's kind of stood out as an intriguing turd here.
You know what? Rodgers does like players that he has familiarity with. Like Rodgers is definitely a favor guys that he knows. Remember, by the way, why the hell didn't these knuckleheads just trade for freaking Alan Lazard at some point? Like, you know, he's available. Why wouldn't you take him? Rodgers.
That's how we know he truly is washed.
Yeah,
he's truly
washed.
dusty.
They didn't even do it. But yeah, also, Valdez-Scantling and I think and Thielen, same idea, getting more and more work each week. There's nothing wrong with playing some Thielen here, a little retro Thielen action. I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either.
So that's what it looks like with Achane up top. You really have to, you can play one kind of other stud wide receiver. You can get to like a mid player and then a bunch of sub 6K guys to fill it out. If we let's take a look at how this looks if we went differently. So if we're not going to go Achane, Bobbywow, and we want to kind of like differentiate somehow, who's a reasonable captain out of the next group here?
If you want to differentiate a little bit, you probably go Waddle or DK. But if we want to really show an example, I think you maybe go Riley Patterson or go one of these kickers here.
Kicker captain play. All right, let's see what kicker captain looks like. You put Riley. Okay, we'll go back to Achane. Let's throw whatever quote unquote studs we can find into this.
DK or Waddle, get them in there.
6,300.
Even DK, I think you could probably get in there.
You can probably get them all in there. Yeah, you can get them all in there.
40, definitely want a tight end here.
Waller. Oof.
Almost get to Boswell.
Yeah, I was hoping to get to the Bos there.
You go a Steelers tight end instead of Waller. You already got a bunch of Dolphins in there.
Muth. Yeah, Malik Washington can be in there as well, or that gets you to Malik. Well, I forgot about Malik, but Chris Boswell here. Yeah, we're watching this Q tag. I mean, listen, part of what we said earlier in the show. If Warren is out, we get the smash spot. So, all right, Warren is out lineup. It looks just like this. Gainwell. Let's go. Get him right in there. Get him right in there. Don't need Metcalf. Not always good. Switch it up.
There you go.
Yeah, I'd go like, with this one, I'd go Waller. Yeah, 6K. Finish it up with like a Malik or something like that. Bam. Fine. Very playable. Very playable.
People saying MVS won't play. I mean, the dude in his first week with the Steelers played 30% of the snaps last week.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, he's more likely than not to score 0 points. But I was just kind of trying to see if we could differentiate here a little bit. But you know, we know there's history there with MVS, and they signed him to the 53. So
yeah, it's fine. Him and Thielen were brought in to give Aaron Rodgers some experienced familiarity to throw to. It's perfectly fine. This is not my favorite of the problem is Achane feels so much better than every other player in this game that it makes it very challenging to even envision the game playing out where Achane stays healthy the whole time and doesn't do enough to be the highest scorer. So I keep thinking to myself, all right, who are these other players that even have a chance of getting there? Yeah, Metcalf got a 24 last week, and we know that Waddle can do it. He's had big scores, this year. Also, the Steelers are much more attackable via the pass than they have been via the run. Like their weakness has been wide receivers.
Yep.
Flip side, it's also fucking cold in the Northeast. Very cold.
And there's only so much fantasy goodness when Tua is only throwing the ball 20 times.
Yeah. Mr. Rashi lives in the Berg. He knows. It's freezing.
Yeah, I sometimes we maybe give too much credit to the cold. I don't know that it impacts the games as much as we think it does. To me, I like yesterday's game. Caleb Williams looked as sharp as he's looked all season, and it was the coldest game that I think so far this season in the NFL.
He plays on the Bears. Miami, these players are practicing in 80-degree, beautiful Miami. There's beautiful women walking by in bikinis all day. Okay, have you ever been to Miami?
Yes.
Have you been there, Bobbywow?
No, it's true. And
you've been there.
My head goes back to that playoff game where Tua just looked. He looked like they plucked some high school kid out of the stands. He looked horrible.
Yeah,
that was a long time ago.
Tua's from Hawaii, and then he went to Miami. All right, he doesn't have any experience with 10-degree weather. He's never even been to Chicago. He hasn't been to the Newfoundland. He hasn't been up to Canada in the wintertime. He doesn't know. It's going to freeze his ass off. Yeah, John Marchese's like complaining that it's a balmy 62 degrees out this morning. Come on, bro. You know how cold it is? There's 10 inches of snow in my front lawn. There was a team of 5 kids shoveling snow at my house yesterday. Not my kids, Bobbywow. I had to hire.
Saw the Iditarod sled dogs running through yesterday.
Yeah. I had to hire a team of five kids to shovel the driveway. To hire them. Because I have a feeling that if I was out there trying to shovel, I'd have a heart attack. I don't think it's good for me.
You don't have a snowblower? What are you doing?
No, I'm not in Chicago. New York, we only get 3-4 snows a year.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, let's jump over to John gets it. Hell no. Yeah. Brady's like, I would have done it. All right, let's talk FanDuel for a second, Bobbywow. And let's jump over to the FanDuel Dominations. How cool is this tool? You want to do FanDuel? Cool. Let's go. We got it. Ownerships, projections, everything. It's all there for all sports. That's why you see all those amazing screenshots. Yeah, you better believe I hire. But by the way, we look down upon those who don't hire landscapers here in the neighborhood.
Oh, jeez.
Yes. We look down upon.
You're one of those.
Oh, mowing your own lawn. But actually, I have a friend of mine who loves going outside and mowing his lawn. He's like, I need this, nature time. It helps me concentrate. I get it.
Lawn mowing is like it's like shower time.
Meditation, right?
Especially when you have kids. It's like you put the headphones in, it's the 1 hour of me time.
Yeah. Meditation. All right. I think FanDuel might be more promising than DraftKings in terms of what we can do at Captain. I think you first of all right, so let's take a look at the ownerships, Bobbywow. HN primary once again at 30%. You got Aaron Rodgers at 15%. You're going to love the Tua 4%. No one wants to play Tua.
Yeah, and he stinks, and he's all signs point to him not doing well. But anytime you get a quarterback sub 10%, now sub 5% here, plus he's really cheap, you got to take some shots.
Yeah,
you just have to. Look at how cheap he is, and look at his prop projection.
That's crazy. The price point is insane for Tua. To get a quarterback on FanDuel for that price, that's not Brady. What the fuck is his name?
Brady Cook.
Brady Cook. Yeah.
Might as well be Brady Quinn though.
Yeah. To get a quarterback for that, I started Brady Cook in a Superflex Dynasty League because I had no choice.
God in heaven.
It didn't go well. I told you my whole day went poorly. In fantasy, in seasonal and in dynasty, not good. And definitely in best ball, disaster. Aaron Rodgers, yeah, viable, little cheaper than HN. Play a little bit of that. I think Warren and Gainwell certainly viable as well. Maybe Warren a little better in this format. He projects a little higher.
You don't get quite the same discount as you do on DraftKings from from Warren to Kenny G, and Warren is definitely more of the ground and pound goal line guy. Better touchdown odds than Kenny.
Yeah. Of course, he's got that Q tag. So again, if the Q tag does anything beyond just illness, then we will get a situation with Kenny Gainwell where we can lock button it and just lock and load. Tua down here, not high owned captain. And then after that, I mean, who are the viable ones? Is there anything? Do we really need to go there? You got your kickers again, but I don't really like that. Steelers defense, maybe. Don't love it. Waller.
Man, I don't think so. I don't think we go nuts down here.
Yeah, you just got to unfriend all of this. Just get him out. Get him out. The only one is Jalen Wright.
Yeah, Jalen Wright, again, in that scenario where Achane gets injured, he's cheap enough on FanDuel where he, even in just one half, like if he got a full half to himself, he could get it done.
I would get rid of this. I would get rid of that. This. I'll leave the kicker.
Yeah, on FanDuel, you get rid of Smith. You
get rid of most of it. So FanDuel, we're really going to focus in on a couple of spots here, and that's about it. Let's take a look at the fantasy points per dollar ratings. Can't really look at this because this is not an actual projection yet, but MVS for 1K, Bobbywow, even one reception, it opens up the whole damn thing.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen 1K guys get zeros and be in the nuts before.
Yeah.
So
at 1K, a player can actually get a zero, and you can still get in there, and it's certainly a really viable. So what about an interesting cash game approach where you just take the zero and afford all?
I mean, who is the next cheapest viable guy?
Let's see. Put Achane in there.
Thielen at 2,400. So you're getting a $1,400 savings there. Or I guess that. Yeah.
Who was that guy? That's MVS, right? And
MVS,
imagine he actually catches a pass.
He got a target last week.
Put him in, but let's scroll our way up and see where the next
Thielen. It's Thielen.
Oh, that's not bad. I like Thielen more for 2,400. I will say that. Actually, let's do that. I don't mind that at all. And Westbrook-Ikine there, but no, Thielen looks nice in that spot, right? Because you know Aaron Rodgers, Ron, he loves the veterans.
Yeah, it's tough to say, right? Because I think both those guys, their first game was last week. So typically you would expect at least one for their workload to go up as they get more familiar with the offense. But
I think it's Thielen. But the problem is Thielen, this is late season Thielen when his body starts to break down.
And he looked so bad with Minnesota. He looked atrocious.
Yeah. He might be a broken man.
He dropped more passes than he caught.
This doesn't work. So, yeah, I think something like this is not the worst approach in the world. If I wanted to actually go and replace Tua with DK Metcalf, it can be done, but that's where you really have to punt and take the zero with this last spot. I've never put a player in that I thought could get a zero. I've never done that.
Intentionally? Yeah.
Never. But I see it. I see the value of it. What is the price point for Jalen Wright? 7,400. So in our Achane gets hurt lineup, Jalen Wright, very reasonable on FanDuel compared to DraftKings.
All three of these Miami running backs scored last week. How wild is that?
That was crazy. Right? And Ollie Gordon will punch one in every once in a while too. Ollie Gordon's a very viable play, except this $5,800 price point is a little bit extreme. You also got like a Freiermuth here that could open stuff up. Get Gainwell in there. Where's the other guy? Warren up here. Let's see what this illness is all about. I wouldn't. Listen, illness, guys. I can only remember one time in all of watching I only remember one time, Bobbywow, where illness kept a player out of a game.
And what was it?
I'm trying to remember who it was, but I only recall one scenario.
Okay, I thought there was like a crazy. I thought you were about to share some crazy.
No, yeah, and I was so shocked.
Yeah, non-COVID.
Outside of COVID. Yeah,
outside of COVID, it really rarely players sit because of illness. Rarely.
How about this, Bobbywow? Achane, Rodgers, Muth, Patterson, Boswell, double kicker, Kenny Gainwell to close it off.
I love it. I love it.
You can easily get Tua in here too. Like, it's not that hard to get to Tua and have all the quarterbacks.
In cash, that's what I would do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These guys get sick. By the way, when I'm sick and I need fluids, there's no way I'm playing football that night. Never. Like, I don't understand how these guys do it. You get the flu, I'm down for the count. It was like you were a couple weeks ago. Although, in fairness to Bobbywow, you did tough it out.
It's like I am every week. It's a revolving circus of sickness with kids. Just all the time.
Yeah. I'm telling you, this Achan ribs thing, we're just going to play. All right, let's do the Achan gets hurt lineup. I want to put it in something. But like, guys, if Achan gets hurt and you just have Jalen Wright up here, we don't need to take these L's anywhere. Just play whoever the hell you want. It's free money. Bam. Achan got hurt.
Yeah, and to me, even an Achan hurt scenario on FanDuel is more of, let's get a different MVP in there, like Rodgers, Tua, DK, and let's have Jalen in the flex. It feels like Achan would have to get hurt early on for him to pay off an MVP, which is possible.
But all these studs you can afford. Literally can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Waller touchdown score. So the names I want to focus on FanDuel are touchdown scores. The tight ends, Waller, the running backs, Gainwell, Warren, the random turd tight ends from the Steelers, Freiermuth and all those guys. Not the easiest ones. Would you do a max 1 QB rule? No, I wouldn't do a rule like that. No. I don't see any benefit to it.
So
certainly,
as gross as the QBs are, the slate is just as gross, if not more. The rest of it.
Yeah. I would not rule that out at all. I also would not rule out both defenses, and I would not rule out both kickers in the same lineup. I think those are all really viable approaches tonight. Let's see what the Dom Station Optimal looks like at this hour on FanDuel. What's that? What did they say?
Jeremy said Tua throws HN a negative 4-yard murder ball in the first.
Yeah.
That would not be shocking.
It could happen. All right, here it is. So the props optimal as of this hour, and it can change. Look at this. HN in the lineup, but they put Boswell up top. Rodgers, Steelers defense. HN, Tua. So this optimal, it looks a lot like what we were just talking about. Like for a cash game, you can get both quarterbacks in there. The primary running back, both kickers.
Yeah, that's as solid as it gets.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be Steelers defense. If you want to switch it up, that's easy to switch. How do you like that, Bobbywow? It's like
I love that.
Building. Yeah. Yep. Let's see what it looks like on DraftKings. Guys, these change as the day moves on occasion, so don't get so excited. But it is interesting. The props optimal. What's that?
Just don't get so excited.
Well, it's like, let me copy it down. Like, this might change by the time game comes around. So on DraftKings, Achan, Rodgers, Gainwell, the Boz. So also both kickers.
I think we built that exact lineup. No joke.
Literally, we built this without this tool.
Yeah.
I think your brain is Jesus.
I wish.
It just came together.
That's a little too sacrilegious.
No.
Jesus is the reason for the season.
Don't blaspheme around here. Never blasphemes. No blasphemes. Can't blaspheme. All right, guys. I think that's going to do it for this breakdown. Got a couple of looks. We know what to do. Achan's the chalk on both sites. MVP captain. Achan's the smash play. If Achan gets hurt, Jalen Wright's going to come in and win somebody a tournament. Be aware of it. Pittsburgh Steelers side, 3 tight ends to choose from. Good luck with that. Best one probably Freiermuth. We love the kickers, both of them in this one. I think Steelers defense is live. And then from there, pick the right turd. Waller. Get some Waddle in there. Maybe Waddle is the guy. John Marchese. Yes, best ball playoff show coming up this week. Probably tomorrow. I've been studying the strategy for it. We're going to focus much more on strategy. I have a lot to say. Not necessarily specific players, but the strategy for best ball playoffs. It's very important. I know the edge to win best ball playoff leagues, guys. Much like the Eliminator that we did a ton of content on this offseason, most people draft it wrong. And so I'm going to set you up for how to draft it correct. Bobbywow, there's a way of drafting that you give yourself zero actual possibility of winning. Most people draft that way. They do not give themselves any possibility of winning. Yeah. So if we just are aware of that strategy, already we're going to put ourselves ahead of the game. This will be tomorrow. Ray Zanni's going to be joining me. Have not picked the time yet.
Oh, let's go, man.
Yeah, I don't even know. We might just record it and put it out there. I don't know if I need to do it live. Not sure I'll do it as a live stream.
I need that. I need that show. Live or not, I need it.
There's a very specific strategy to this. I was already working like a spreadsheet out for this. You have no idea. It's exciting, but you've got to be, when you do best ball playoffs, you've got to be deliberate in how you're drafting it. Like if you're not specifically focused on this strategy the entire time, it will not work out. You will make mistakes.
Oh my gosh, 100%. You have to be intentional. I'm speaking from experience.
Yeah.
If you're not intentional, you will completely shoot yourself in the foot.
That's right. And I don't even want to reveal the secret to it because I'm going to make you wait to watch the show. And then after that, maybe we'll come back with some like live drafts and have some fun with the people.
Yeah, I'd love to do a live draft show. It's another Draft-a-Palooza. Yep.
We'll do it. But the first show needs to be very specifically focused on the strategy of it and understanding there's only a certain way that you must draft. And if you don't do it that way, you give yourself zero chance of winning.
That's going to be awesome.
It was like the Eliminator. All these boneheads that took guys who had a bye week, like overlapping, you had no chance to make it past that round. And yes, everybody needs ARBs. I am serve.
God, Parkinson smashed.
Parkinson was so good. Yeah. Oh, he wants it behind the paywall. We'll see.
Yep.
Actually, it could be a members show. We have members, YouTube members, and Army members now.
We'll see.
ARBs are crushing it. John Marchese, we have a new sportsbook coming. I'm still waiting on the links. That is glorious for ARBs beyond all things. It's going to take ARBing to the next level because they don't limit you ever. And it's not an exchange. You have full liquidity all the time.
Whoa.
Yes, he knows. And yes, well, John Marchese. Spoiler alert. Jesus. How'd you know?
Man.
So
behind the paywall too.
What's that?
Just kidding. I was just kidding. I said it was supposed to be behind the paywall too.
That's a spoiler, but yes, that's coming. And I'm still waiting. I'm literally waiting for emails from these guys to figure out what promotion they're going to give us to hand out to everybody. So get on that real quick.
You know what's not a spoiler? We are entering Saturday season.
Oh yeah. So much football, Bobbywow.
Now is the time to get in, man.
You know,
this is the glory days.
These next week 16 and week 17. Okay. What's coming up here? You talk about island boys. There's so many island games.
Cause I'm an island boy and I've been trying to make.
So many of those
island games coming up. The Saturday ones are like the intentional island games. Usually
they're adding them. Wait, Christmas is coming up. There's games on Christmas. There's games spread out all week 17. It's so many games, we don't even know how to cover it at DFS Army. We're all like, I don't know. Who wants to do this showdown? Like, it's so many. So it's going to be a great time. There's going to be a lot of 2-game slates, 3-game slates, my favorite kind of slates that I love, love, love. There's even probably coming up like a double Monday nighter. Like, they don't mess around. This is the time of year for football and the most football that you're going to get. They're going to keep it going.
We get Bears-Packers Saturday night, guys. Oh, my goodness.
I was talking about that on the radio the other day. Like, such a big game. Packers just lose Parsons, too. Good for the Bears.
Brutal. That sucks. Yeah, I never like seeing that though.
And they lost Christian
too.
Watson.
That's terrible.
The Packers are coming in with one hand tied behind their back.
I've seen this movie before.
In fairness, that's true. All right, guys. I'll be back.
I'm in. FanDuel Players Club is happening this weekend. All right. I'm in.
I am served. Did you see this? Did you see the screenshot from the Players Club? Dom D21, that's what's up. Live draft every Saturday.
McGriddle show. Yes, I'm in, and I'm eating a McGriddle on the show. All right, that's my promise to you.
I was out.
FanDuel Players Club this weekend, and I'm getting a McGriddle.
Yeah. Ooh, FanDuel Players Club.
FanDuel Players Club is happening.
It's happening. Weekend. Been waiting on this all year.
Time. It's time, baby.
Let's go. It's about time. Love it. I did go out this morning and get a breakfast sandwich, but it was at my local Italian delicatessen. A beautiful bacon, egg, and cheese. Two eggs, a little salt and pepper on there. No ketchup. No ketchup. Got to specify no ketchup.
Jeez.
You put ketchup on yours?
No.
Yeah, you have to sometimes you have to say no ketchup. Every once in a while they give you ketchup on it and it ruins it. Some maniacs put ketchup on their eggs. Watch. This is going to cause controversy in the chat. If you're going to put something red on your eggs, it should be hot sauce, not ketchup.
Give me some Tabasco.
Yeah, not ketchup.
Cholula.
Can't deal with it. Can't deal with the ketchup. All right. Good luck tonight, everyone. Helmets up. Let's see more takedown. Let's finish off week 15 strong. Couldn't have had a much better week 15, but we're going to try to finish it off strong. Let's fucking go. We'll see you guys later. I'll be back tomorrow with my first looks. Let's rock. Take care, everybody. Helmets up.